Todd. I think I need a beer, man.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back to 21090 Brewing. I'm Andy, this is Todd, this is Tony, and you saw us in our last video live at the Def Leppard concert at the Baltimore Arena. And as you also found out, we were on the hunt for the elusive Def Leppard Pale Ale from Elysian Brewing. So today we got a special treat for you. Not only did we find the Elysian beer, they were also cool enough to send us a few cans, a couple picks for us to sample. So today we're going to do something really cool. Instead of the traditional beer review, we're going to do two reviews. We're going to review the Def Leppard Pale, and then we're also going to review what inspired it. This is the 30th anniversary of the Hysteria album, which is the greatest album from Def Leppard, in my opinion, of all time. 25 million copies sold worldwide and counting, and spawned 7 top 20. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to talk about that track by track, give you a full album review, a full beer review, and a heavy dose of Def Leppard. Awesome.
Let's go. Rock and roll.
Give me all of your loving. Give me all that you got.
All right, so let's get into the album itself. This album was painstakingly long to record. After the massive success of Pyromania that was dropped in '83, it took almost 4 years for Hysteria to come out. I think they had to sell a ridiculous amount in the millions just to break even for the amount of money they paid for production for this album, which obviously they went well above and beyond. Absolutely. Mutt Lange came in as a producer and kind of piggybacking off what he started with Pyromania, just really took it to the next level. But of course, things happened. '84, Rick Allen lost his arm in a car accident, and then they had to do the electronic drum kit. He had to relearn how to do that. So there was a whole lot that went into this album, painstakingly long, but well worth the wait. And to date, like I said, one of 2 diamond-selling albums that they have, which is 10 million plus. And they're only one of 5 bands in the world that ever have 2 of those albums, which is pretty cool. We're going to dive right into the first track. Women was released in 1987. The first single and the first track of the album. Everywhere else in the world, Animal came out first. But here, they dropped Women, and it was actually kind of funny. The response was lukewarm. People liked it, but it wasn't photographed. It wasn't one of those songs that immediately catapulted them to the top of the charts. But still, when I think about that song, and I remember the video with the Def Leppard Women of Doom comic book that they had in that video, with the boy reading the comic and everything. It has that big hooky chorus.
Yes.
And
Def Leppard's known for that.
Yeah.
That's why this album does so well. We'll say that probably a few
well,
more
you have
times.
almost every riff.
Yeah.
But when they jump into that opening guitar riff,
That's it. That's what gets me.
and it's just one of those songs that is just you can't help but love.
Guitar riff, and then of course the chorus makes the song. No doubt about it.
One of my favorites. Thoughts? Yeah, that's just for fun.
Tony's here for the beer.
He's not the best customer.
All right.
I do love it.
Track number 2, Andy. Goes right into another hit. It's amazing.
Track 2, Rocket, which also another big hit that came out. This one was inspired from, I believe Joe was listening to some kind of like African drum beats. So that's where that
Awesome.
like that came in. And then it's also, the lyrics are all a tribute to their favorite glam bands
But again,
growing
the
up.
opening guitar, it gets right in that guitar riff. It's iconic right there. You know exactly what song it is. And then once they have the chorus, you of course know it's a huge Def Leppard song.
Yeah, when they kick into the rocket, yeah, and then so Satellite of Love, I believe, is actually again named one of their favorite songs by Lou Reed. They drop just all kinds of names. Well, they do Benny and the Jets, you know, they name all their like what inspired them. So technically, we wrote a song like "Rocket Today" would be nothing but hairpins. We were dropping kicks and warrant and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, just a killer track.
I mean, and there's still a lot more on this album. We've just gone through 2 that are huge hits.
Absolutely.
Huge hits.
And also, I think probably the video that really focused on Joe's awesome '80s mullet.
It was pretty sweet.
He kind of coined that one. For
I mean,
'80s rock and roll.
No doubt about it.
We had it in high school, yeah. We were listening.
I had
to this.
hair. I actually did.
You did have hair.
I did have hair. We gotta show some pictures of me with hair.
So yeah, Rocket, awesome. Love that track.
Back to the beer, though. Let's get back to the review of beers.
What you got?
All right, so the first thing we want to talk about when you see this beer is this amazing can. Okay, it's a take off of, of course, the amazing Hysteria album with the Elysian logo on top. And so when you see this can, you automatically say, "I gotta get one, put it in my bar." No doubt about it. Talk a little bit about what this beer is. It is, I guess, a English pale ale. Def Leppard being a great British rock band. But really, the hops are all mostly Northwest American hops. You've got your Cascade, your Chinook, your Simcoe, and it's bittered with Magnum. I think the IBU is around 40. So that's kind of where this beer is coming from.
Yeah, and it's a cool play.
Yeah.
You know, Elysian's out West Coast,
Look at it.
Seattle, so they kind of threw their own spin into that kind of partnership with Def Leppard and the British Pale Ale, which but yeah, pretty beer.
Looks great. It certainly has that nice dark amber color. Exactly what you would think for a nice British pale ale. I think they use 2-row, some Munich, some acidulated malt, Carahel.
We're gonna let Tony tell you about it. He keeps drinking while we're.
I know. Tony's gonna tell you what it tastes when we get there.
This is what we're gonna do. But
let's get back to that.
This
awesome
may be
album.
my favorite. Well, it's coming up, but number three coming up. All right, so track 3. This was the big one for Def Leppard. Now, I know that there's a certain track that everybody knows off this album.
Coming up.
But before that came, Animal was supposed to be the signature track off of Hysteria. They actually wrote this in '84, right after the completion of the Power Mania album, but didn't quite like the way it sounded. This thing took 2.5 years for them to finally put this together and get that big sound. Animal, to me, may be one of, if not my favorite, one of my favorite Lep songs of all time. It is as close to a perfectly crafted rock song as you can get. It's got the big chorus, it's got the good hook, it's got the killer solo in the middle. There's nothing about this song that I don't like, and apparently that everyone else loved as well, because this started that catapult of Hysteria going upwards, and became their first huge single.
Again, another song when you hear it, you know exactly the chorus and/or the the guitar riff on it. You know exactly it's Def Leppard, and that's throughout this album. I'm gonna keep saying it, but maybe that's why it's so successful. You know,
it's a signature sound. The video is a little weird. If you remember the video when they were at the circus.
Yes.
I mean, of course, I know it was.
They're not the only ones.
But yeah, they were. It was funny. But those clips of like the zebras and stuff running around was.
You can name a bunch of videos.
Yeah, I know it was funny, but just an awesome track.
All right, back to the 4th track on this amazing album. Andy, what is it?
4th track is Love Bites. This was their first #1 single in the United States, which is crazy because you would think after Photograph and Animal and Rock of Ages and all these songs had come out, and they seem to all peak around 2. Held back by something. Even the Power Mania album was right under the Thriller album. I'm talking about Bad Times, right? So this is the first time that they shot straight to #1, and well worth it. That opening kind of bass riff with a boom boom, where Rick Savage just hits those couple lines.
When you play that live, the place goes nuts.
Yeah.
You immediately know what's going to happen. It's just off the bass, which is kind of cool. Usually it's guitar or drum that starts something off like that. The bass.
It's funny talking about live too. They wrote this song without ever really thinking about how this was going to sound live, because this is like, for anyone who knows Left, they're an amazing live band, but they also the attention to detail and the layers and the tracks and the things they put on their albums, it's almost impossible to replicate. So if you hear them live, you're blown away by how close they get.
Yeah.
But even they didn't think they could do Love Bites live because it's just, there's so many moving parts to that, the harmonies that are stacked on top of one another. That ending piece with love, and they all kick in Love Bites, you just come down. That's just amazing. No, that song, you get chills when you listen to it. And worth every bit of the #1 status
Tony,
that it got.
You know what probably doesn't bite? This beer. I think we should start drinking it.
I wouldn't mind. Love
In fact,
Bites.
I think
Look at that.
Joe Elliott, he probably didn't think this did either. What do you think about this beer?
Rick, I think you cut your arm off.
Put that knife down.
moment.
The true love.
I'll let
here.
you do the honors. Cheers.
Here's to you.
Good health. Wow. Well, that doesn't suck.
All right, so let's get into finally tasting the Def Leppard Elysian Pale Ale and what we think of it. Again, we did it quickly at the concert, but we were pretty
Cheers, boys.
having fun. Cheers, guys. Here's to a awesome collaboration. So the nose on this isn't really overpowering. We didn't say that. And I don't know if it's because of the hops they're using and 40 IBUs. There is a bittering finish on this. It's
Definitely.
very easy to drink. What is the IBUs on this? I mean, the alcohol?
I'm not sure.
6% or something?
We should.
Anyway, it's a classic, I think, pale ale.
6%.
It's crushable.
That's high though.
The bitterness lays on your tongue at the end. It's not real tropical or fruity. I think it's more of a piney.
Well,
sort of.
that's not what they're going
Yeah.
for. If you've had the British IPAs or pales, they're not going to be citrus forward like most of the U.S. IPAs. So this has a lot more of that maltiness to it, that bready kind of mouthfeel, and the hops are subtle. It's not
Right.
in your face
Yeah,
citrusy hops.
Even
which
the
is
nose is not real
They probably
overpowering.
didn't dry hop this with anything.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they might have, but not much. But I love it because one, it's so easy to drink. You can tell it's a quality beer, and the bitterness, it's the finish. It's not up front. It's a nice bitter. Even though there's only 40 IBUs, it just lays on the tongue. What do you think, Tom?
It's totally easy to drink.
Totally easy to drink.
No, it is.
You can drink a few more.
This is. I mean, for me, this is a tailgate beer.
We've
Ooh.
only got 6.
We only have
So
6.
we're not
Ooh.
going to drink them all tonight.
No, unless we go to another concert.
Elysian, we need a refill.
We need a refill, Elysian.
Bartender Joe Boo needs a refill.
Awesome.
What's funny, with a beer like this, you have a couple, you get excited, the fist starts going like that, which is a perfect segue into our next song, probably the most iconic song that Def Leppard has ever written. I mean, like, it's one of those songs. So if we all roll out the window and we say, hold on to the night. Yeah,
I can take it if you can take it.
But anyway, this song came out, and actually, when this dropped, in its run of the single, they sold 4 million album copies alone. They sold 4 million copies of this album,
Some bands,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
This sent Hysteria over the edge, and this started that ball moving of just gaining
Tell everybody
momentum.
how this kind of got really popular.
So this song actually started getting popular when a certain few dancers down in Florida started requesting this on a daily basis. Yeah, this is fun. Look, I know too much about Def Leppard. I'm currently
You know
stalked.
too much.
All right, but this came straight from Joe himself. Yeah, we talk on the phone. We're buddies.
No problem.
Anyway, and it just started gaining momentum. Radios picked it up after that, and it became just the #1 most requested song out there. MTV ran this thing constantly. They had 2 versions of this. So anyway, this song blew up, and actually is the number 2, they said greatest song of the 80s. VH1 called it. I think number 1.
Okay, so I got a good nugget on this one.
Right.
So I read an article on Rolling Stone saying that this was Def Leppard's first sort of foray into rap rock, in the same vein at that time as Walk This Way from Aerosmith. When you think about it, that sort of rap that he does at the beginning, I mean, that's kind of what I think he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a rap song by any means.
And it's not, which is funny because the way this came about, this album was done. They had 11 tracks dropped down this album. Elliot's playing a guitar riff, just to opening bam, 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 and Mutt came in and said, "What you got there?" And out of that, this kind of little country riff turned into Pour Some Sugar Me, and this took a couple days to record versus things about Animal took 2.5 years. And was it just a last-minute add-on? They had to tell the record company, "Hold on, we got one more coming," and it ended up becoming the most influential and iconic song that they've ever done. So yeah, rock on. And the one right after that wasn't bad either.
No, let's get to it.
So the next song that we're going to talk about, Armageddon. That's up there with Animal with me, with one of those songs that just is almost as perfectly crafted as you can get it. They said
Come on, Steve, kick it.
Yeah, the guitar solo. I'm all about guitar solos. Love it.
Air guitar solo.
That's I can't really play that well. I can play chords, but yeah.
But no, this song, this track was is definitely one of my favorites. They kind of a rip off and a little bit of a tribute to T-Rex is what they said.
Big influence for these guys. Yeah.
I have no idea who T-Rex is.
You got oh my gosh, kick him off this video.
We've already started. We can't let him go at this point.
Just joking.
T-Rex. I just wanted to be a dinosaur.
And so Armageddon is also one of those just iconic opening riffs. I think that's kind of one of those signature Def Leppard riffs. As soon as you hear it, it dives right in. The solo that Clark does in that is it's top notch. I absolutely love that guitar solo. And it's also the second video they did live feeds from. So this is from that concert in Denver where Sugar and Armageddon were both filmed that night, and they used those for the videos. But just ridiculously good song.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorites.
Definitely.
Back to the beer. Jump in.
So again, you've warmed up a little bit. To me, again, nothing's changed. It's gotten better. I could keep drinking this all night long. I wish we had more. That's the only problem. Elysian, Def Leppard, just put this out everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe after.
They talked about that. They said possibly, depending upon how it does, doing this
I
thing.
think it gets 3.8 on Untapped, but it only has like 340 check-ins because again, you can only get this unless you're us at the concerts.
That's right.
So, I'd say it's probably 4. I mean, you gotta think it's an English pale ale. It's not a huge hot bomb. For the style, it's perfect, I think.
And I think if you're used to the American style, this may be a little bit of a change for you, but I'm telling you, it's an easy drink.
Nice bitter
drink.
finish.
Yeah, this is good.
No doubt about it.
This is good.
No doubt about it. All right, number 7.
So speaking of that British-American kind of collaboration, Gods of War is the next track that comes up. This is a departure from their they typically don't do politically driven songs, but this is clearly a throwback to.
It's one of their longest songs too.
It is. This is the longest track on the album. They've got that rant at the end of Ronald Reagan, counting on America to be passive. You counted wrong today.
Wrong.
Yeah, it's a cool song, but again.
I mean, when you have those first 6 songs that are iconic and you get to this, you think people just gloss over that?
Tell you what, this is a heck of a live song.
Yeah, this song.
Right.
I saw it in Atlantic City live.
There you go.
Andy wasn't there. He was
man.
a U2.
What?
We're gonna cut that.
Whoa,
That's never gonna make it.
Oh, that is a good nugget right there.
There's a nugget of this. And now he
Def
speaks.
Leppard, U2. I didn't know that. Wow.
It's true.
I did take my wife to U2, and I missed Gods of War
Jack, what he
live.
does for you.
But you're right, and again that slow kind of drawn out, and then that big. That's a really cool bass line too when Savage gets in there, boom 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 boom
I'll
boom
drink
boom,
that.
boom boom boom. That's just a really killer bass line. And I don't know. That's one of those tracks that I wish you would get to see more live. They don't play it much.
Get some
So
hits.
yeah, they do.
Number 8. Getting there.
So all right, next track.
Number 8 on the track listing is what, Eddie?
Don't Shoot Shotgun, one of the probably less known songs on the Hysteria album.
Deep track.
Deep track, as you want to call it. And it's funny because I love this song, and I still, to this day, I probably just mumble words together because I don't know all the words to it,
I
because
don't really know what it means.
I
it's
do
hard
that
to
all the time.
understand, yeah. Cool riff, though.
Yeah.
I just love that opening.
Another good time?
I already forget.
Dang it.
We just had it 2
I
seconds
know,
ago.
you did so well. Oh well.
We just had it.
Play it again.
Oh, this is my phone.
This is Doug's phone.
It's Doug's phone. Did you check the cookies?
I knew that was coming next. That said, that said the run for cover, don't shoot.
Did we talk about this already?
I don't know. We lost track.
My beer's getting warm.
we talked.
Anyway,
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it. Go to 9.
next up is another one of the deeper tracks on here, Run Riot. To me, this song should have been on Pyromania because it's one of those last songs where Joe's really kind of rocking with that raspy voice that he had on the Pyromania album. Real heavy feel to it, cool guitar riff, more chords than kind of the picking that you're used to from the typical Def Leppard songs off this album. And I think actually had this been released off of Pyromania, it may have been a bigger hit. That's just my favorite.
Do you like Def
I
Leppard?
love it.
I think
Just-
you might be a little bit biased.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
But I mean, how many hits can you have on one album? I mean, there's got to be some songs that are sort of
well,
deep
yeah,
Good
tracks.
song.
their goal was to make the equivalent of a rock album that was like Thriller, where that spawned again like 7 or 8 big
Kinda did
hits,
that.
and they did it. They
Yeah.
set out to do exactly what they accomplished. But awesome track. If you don't know Run Riot, check it out. Really good. Anyway, how we doing on this beer?
We're finishing them quick, real quick. So number 9.
It's a long album. We're gonna
It is
need
a
a
long
beer
album.
for it.
There you go.
So this is really good. All right. So number 10 is Hysteria. Now this, again, is just that opening riff.
You play that a lot, don't you?
Oh, I love that song. I'll play for you right now if you like. No, that opening guitar riff, again, one of those iconic riffs that you hear it and you instantly know, yeah, I'm sitting back
This
and
is
I'm
the song
listening to.
where I read that they blended 11 different guitar tracks to. Clark and Colin, with this song, took 11 guitar tracks and blended it together for their sound for a lot of this.
Lep knows how to do
Amazing.
their
11
ballads.
Yeah.
guitar tracks.
They're-
How they did that live, I have no idea.
Well, their combination, though, the way the two of them would play off of each other between Clark and Colin was just
I mean, I love
pretty
Vivian
amazing.
Campbell. He's an amazing guitar player.
He's great.
He does a great job filling. You know, he's part of Def Leppard now, but
Well,
those two together were
the
magical.
sound has changed.
Clark and Colin.
Vivian Campbell's a rocker at heart.
Yeah.
Not that these guys aren't, obviously,
No,
but Steve Clark wrote a lot of
yeah.
these riffs.
Yeah.
And, Campbell comes over from Dio and Whitesnake in
Yeah.
kind of that vein. He's a little heavier, and he's
Yep.
kind of toned things down to be with Def Leppard. But Hysteria is just one of those tracks. You listen to it, and
Amazing.
start to finish, even when the start to feel like the song is ending, it picks right back up at the end. There's just
Yeah.
another piece that just
Gives you
keeps
chills.
moving with it.
That's
Totally
another
gives you
monster
chills.
ballad.
Yeah.
It is.
What's better?
Another
Love Bites or,
nighttime radio song
Hysteria?
right there.
That's an actually good question. Love Bites or Hysteria for the two ballads. Well, there's 3 actually, but those
Yeah.
2,
I don't know. I might go with Hysteria.
I think it could change for me day to day.
It could.
What I know.
I don't know. It's
But
hard.
I'm a sucker for a monster ballad. You know?
You are. You do love Firehouse
I do.
and Steelheart.
Who doesn't love
And
Firehouse?
Trickster.
Just keep all the bands that came after they heard this album, they're
Winger,
like, yeah,
yeah.
let's.
He's Stewart.
We got
Don't forget Mr. Big.
Oh yeah, Mr. Big.
I love you, Eric Martin.
There you go. Anyway,
Hysteria.
Awesome.
All right, so next up,
2 more to go.
Are you excitable? Are you excitable? Are you excitable?
so Are you excitable?
I am excitable.
Are you excited?
Are you excitable? Are you excitable? Are you excitable?
Keep going, Thomas.
All right, so I'm going to start.
It's actually a crazy intro. by the way.
To me, for excitable, I think it's Def Leppard's probably the most glamiest song. When you think of glam bands or 80s bands,
Yeah.
Def Leppard's a British metal band, really, when you think about it. They came out in the 70s, really. Got really popular in the 80s. I think this is a sort of a glammy song, so to speak, if you can talk about glam. I know you don't really agree with that, but I think it's sort of glammy.
No, I can see that. This is the one song off the album, and people are torn on this. I think this should have been a hit. And I said that about the other two. I know, I get that. Okay, but I can understand why. Don't Shoot Shotgun and Run Riot. I get why they didn't land in the top 7. Same with, we're going to get to the next one after this.
Again.
But this song had everything. It had a big hook.
I agree.
It had a really cool intro. Even it was kind of weird. It was just, this song had all those
They had,
pieces.
what, 7 or 8 hits off this album?
They did.
They were making Adrenalize. I mean, to me, you can only go so far. That probably lasted 2 years. They were off the next album. You can't have that many hits.
I would argue that this song is better than Women.
Oh, I would not.
I love this song.
way.
I love this song.
I mean, it's a good song.
And
but
Women,
there's no
went
way
up
it's as
there.
good as Women.
I wouldn't put it in the category with the rest of the hits with Animal and Armageddon, but this song was right up there. I absolutely
It's a good
love
song.
Excitable.
Nice
Yeah.
and glammy. That's why you-
Good tune. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good glam song anyway.
One more to go.
Good, because our beer's almost empty.
Yeah.
Last one.
So Love and Affection is the last one off this track. And you know what? Everybody does. That's a funny
I
thing.
really like this song.
It's a great song.
You like
Yeah,
this
it's
review?
another ballad.
It's
Love
another
ballad.
And this song again it's got a cool opening riff to it. The harmonies are awesome,
Totally.
and yet I think it's the most forgotten track on this whole
I forgot.
CD.
See, Tony
I
forgot
think,
about it. And it's a
you know,
ballad, so gosh.
Well, you told me by the time you get to the end of Hysteria, you need to run through all those tracks. This kind of filtered the end.
This is a 63-minute CD, right? At that time, that was unheard of, correct?
You could really only go an hour, so they were
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries of time on this too back in '87. And actually, they had just, I think, penned, or they dropped Tear It Down.
From
That was on the Adrenalize album. I always felt like if they had swapped those two, if Tear It Down had been released off of Hysteria,
Okay.
and you put Love and Affection, because at the time, Adrenalize knocked out a lot of big ballads. You had Stand Up, you had Everything Is So and So Bad, Heaven. Those were all great songs, but they started moving closer to that ballady
Yep.
style.
You like that album, don't you, Tony?
I do.
Yeah.
Killer
Maybe a
album.
little bit better, actually.
Oh my
Well, I'm
god.
wearing a t-shirt here. See Adrenaline?
So
also
there
true.
it is.
But
All
so, yeah.
12 songs.
So you heard it here, our review now. If we're gonna go out of 5 stars for Hysteria for the album,
5.5.
yeah, I mean, there's no question
can't-
here. This is
don't
a
get much
5-star
better.
album for me.
Cinco.
Yep.
How about the beer? So 5-star out of beer. I think Untapped gives us 3.8. I think for the style, this is at least a 4 for me. I could now again, the can itself is absolutely amazing.
You gotta
It's
give
maybe
him brownie points.
Yeah, you
It's maybe
should
the
get a
coolest
point for
can.
that alone. You should get a
So
point.
hell, maybe it's 5. I don't know. It's a great English pale
Easy
ale.
drinking beer.
It's a great mold of American hops, Northern hops with English sort of style.
6%. I mean, that's
Yeah, amazing.
loose cannon.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
If you've had this beer and you go on a Def Leppard concert, tell us about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I think we should ask our viewers, what is your favorite Hysteria song off the album?
Absolutely.
Comment below. We will comment back. We'll tell you sort of what ours is in the comments.
What is yours?
I'll let people know once they start commenting.
Right.
Let's wait. We'll say.
You don't comment. What do
You don't
think?
comment.
I
Tell me.
never comment.
It's got to be a ballad. It's probably Love Bites, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Love Bites.
Yeah.
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 But I did forget about Love and Affection.
You can't put yours out yet. Let people comment. And
Andy's
I-
favorite song is Every
People
One.
give-
I can put them out because I'll change it from day to day to day.
so comment, and you'll get Andy's
And you'll
daily.
get my daily dose
Right.
of Def Leppard.
What's
where
your
we can-
favorite Def Leppard Hysteria song?
So anyway, like everything else, hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell in the corner right over there.
Come on. We got great things coming.
You got all kinds of fun stuff: beer reviews, beer tours, beer trades, album reviews. Apparently,
Firehouse. Yeah.
I don't know how the beer.
I would do a Firehouse review.
No.
I would definitely.
We'll see about
We'll
that.
push-
CJ.
We also
push
brew
Todd
beer.
We're
out.
gonna do a Firehouse.
We'll push Todd out. We'll do. You want to
Yes.
do Hold Your Fire or self-titled?
Self-titled.
Don't treat me bad.
We'll see.
All right, so there you have it, guys. That is our review of this cool beer from Elysian, the Def Leppard Pale Ale. Thank you very much for sending this to us. If you're out and you have a chance to see Rough and Dirty on tour, go see them because they are awesome. And you'll be able to sample this beer when you're out there. Also, I hope you enjoyed our review of Hysteria, a killer album from, of course, my favorite band, the greatest band of this and/or any generation.
So until next time.
And there will be a next time. Don't forget us.
We won't forget you. All right. Cheers, everybody. I know when we had it at the concert, we
Sorry, started drinking.
Yeah, so I started drinking.
You did.
Oh, I'm watching YouTube. Streets of
They were actually very good.
Lanolin, like sheep's wool.
Hold on, what's the next one?
Twins, Basil.
That's my bad.
That's your bad.
My bad. Damn.
I appreciate your trying to get.
I forgot that. I don't know where
JoJo
we're
the Idiot
I don't know where
Circus
we're
Boy.
putting
He's
this
pretty new pet.
I don't know what that means.
I love my pet.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I screwed that up. That's my fault. Okay,
You gotta massage it,
Stroke
stroke
it.
it.
I killed
And
it.
that's why I suck as a salesman.
Tommy want wingy.
Not recording.
All right, so that is the end of.
My head was down, and you're like,
All right,
here goes the $600 guitar.
Loking. Oh, Loki.
You can't ever get done.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
I think we got it. I think we got a hit with this one, actually. And we're done.
I got you right. Oh, can you turn the camera off?